Hi everybody, welcome back to the MetaQuest 2, and in this video hopefully I'm going to give you some help if you're having problems with the Wi-Fi connection between your MetaQuest 2 and your PC, your gaming PC using QuestLink, because it can be a little bit finicky. So I'll sort of share with you the things that I kind of go through with. So let me just jump back to it at the moment. As you can see, I'm connected to my desktop just so that you can kind of see that as a really fantastic YouTube channel there. Skill Speed Gaming, you should check it out, subscribe, turn notifications on. There's Photoshop about to do another video. So the first thing that I tend to do, so whenever I'm going to start a VR session, I'll always make sure that I've restarted my PC. So I'll do a start and I'll do a power and I'll do a restart. So that way everything's fresh from there. Also on my headset, I'm not going to do it now, but so I'm not quite sure what will happen if I do it, but if you press and hold the power button on the right hand side of your headset, you'll get the options to, I think it's shut down, go to sleep and restart, and I'll restart that. So that's kind of the first thing that I do. And then I'll fire up the Oculus software. I've got it in my taskbar down here, so I can just kind of fire that up. And then hopefully what should happen is that when I turn my headset on, your Quest appears and it says it's active and it connects. If that hasn't happened, I'll be like, oh, great, okay. So then, what? Let me just go back in my settings. Let's just reset this for you a little bit. And then what I'll do, let's get rid of that. I'll go to Quick Settings, and I will go to QuestLink. And what I'll do is I'll unselect Use AirLink. So I'll unselect that leave it for about 10 seconds, then I'll reselect it, and then I'll select the computer, and what we're looking for it to say launch or pair. And I'll try that, and it'll be like, oh, so if that doesn't happen, that doesn't work, what I'll then do is I will go into my settings again, and I will go in here, and I will go into, where are we? So normally you'd be up here sort of thing. I'll go into QuestLink and I'll disable the QuestLink. So I'll turn that off, leave it about a few seconds, turn it on, and then I'll go into launch QuestLink like that. Now what's interesting at the moment is I am attached to my PC, even though it says not connected. And then hopefully what will happen is it will come up here and it will say pair or it will say launch and it will jump into it. And it will give you the thing where it says, press these numbers or look for these numbers on your PC, and you press confirm and do that sort of stuff. You can see I'm connected to my PC because here we are. That's my desktop. So don't always believe what it says. And the way that I'm flicking between the two here is that I've got my right touch controller in my hand, even though you can only see my hand, and I'm pressing the Oculus button, and that kind of flicks me backwards and forwards when you're in the other menu. Now, if all of that doesn't work, and I haven't pulled my hair out, I then go to Settings, I then go to Beta, and I go to Restart Meta QuestLink. And this then resets this, it turns it off, and it turns it on again. And then I'll go back to, there we go, so we don't need that bit. I'll then go back to my settings, go back to QuestLink, and kind of see if it comes up as pair, and then it says pair, or I'll turn that off and turn that on again. And normally, once I've gone through those things, it's all attached and everything works okay. The problems I seem to come across tend to be when the headset has probably gone to sleep, or my computer's gone to sleep at some point, or maybe there's other people on the network that are like using lots of bandwidth, or maybe my computer's decided to download a big update, or something like that. That they tend to be the problem. So kind of going through and starting everything tends to work. So there we go. Oh, one final thing I'll say as well is, I'm not sure if this is related, but I did seem to have an awful lot of trouble when I also had Steam Link installed on my MetaQuest as well. The problem I had, well, it wasn't really a problem, but I found that I could link to my PC with Steam Link wirelessly, but I couldn't link to it with the Oculus app wirelessly. And I think maybe it could have been the two were interfering with each other. So it was like Steam Link was attaching and then not letting the Oculus link attaching. So because I really want a situation where I don't want Steam VR to open up non-VR games in the theatre mode. I kind of uninstalled Steam Link, and at the moment anyway, I'm just using the Oculus Link. It might not be quite as smooth and not be quite as powerful, but it gives me more options when I go into desktop mode like this, where if I click on a game that isn't a VR game, it won't launch it in it won't launch Steam VR like in the way that Steam Link launches Steam VR and launches a non-VR game into the cinema mode, which you don't want if you're using mods that way. Okay, so hopefully this has been useful. Hopefully I've given you some ideas. I'm sorry about the wobbly video. I wanted to record this within Steam VR itself. So there we go. So if you've enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And of course, I'll see you again soon.